What's up, programmers? Welcome back. So today we'll be looking at a program to reverse a given number. That is, we are given this number 1234, so we'll reverse it to 4321. So we'll be using some similar logic from the previous programs that we did. Now in this case we'll start out with our number 1234, and we'll have a variable which will store the answer. Initially it will be initialized to 0. We'll just continue. We'll just pluck out the 4, that's the units place, from the given number, and we'll add it to the answer. Now why I have multiplied this 0 into 10, this will catch on in the later cycle, so we'll get 4. Now we'll just remove the 4 from the number, and the number will be 123. Again we'll remove the units place from it and add it to our answer. Now in this case the number that was previously stored in answer was 4. Now but when we get 3, so it becomes 43 in reverse, right? So therefore, to shift this 1 to the tens place, we multiplied it by 10, and this add it to 3. So we'll continue this process. This was the same that we did in the previous video, so I'll just be browsing through. We'll just pluck out 2 and add it to our answer. Again we'll take out the 1 and again add it to our answer. Now when the given number becomes 0, as in this case, we know that we have finally got our answer, that is, the number has been reversed. So this is the logic that we'll be using. So let's quickly jump into the code. So as you can see, I've created a file reverse.c. Now in this case we'll be having a different approach from the previous programs. Like in the previous programs we used to write our whole code in the main. Now we'll try to organize our code in functions. I hope you are clear with functions. If you are not, please check out on our channel. We have a lecture on functions. It deals with the basics of the functions. Now why we'll be using functions is because it will help you reuse the same code for number of times. Now I'll just be showing you the advantage of the functions. So I've quickly just included our stdio and just wrote down our main. And now as we are going to write a function, now you should know how to basically start with a function. Now the function basically has a return type, that is what the function will return as an answer. Now in this case, as we are reversing a number, so we'll be returning an number back. So we'll be using integer. I'll name this function as reverse, and in this case we'll be taking a parameter, right? We actually cannot reverse a number if we don't know the number, right? So in this case we'll get this number using this parameter. So I'll just name it number. Now that we have defined our function, now let's write the body of the function. So now that we have defined our reverse function, so first thing that we need to do is we need to start our answer variable with 0, right? We started our answer variable with 0, so we'll be defining the answer variable. So our answer variable is 0 initially. Now the next thing that we want to do is we need to continuously loop through our number, just plucking out the remainder and adding it to our answer. So we'll do this using a while loop. Now if you remember, then we started with our number and we stopped when our initial number, that is on the top, became 0. So the condition for the while loop is that we'll continue looping through the number till the number is actually equal to 0. When the number is equal to 0, we'll stop our program. So that will be the condition for the for loop. Till our number is not equal to 0, we'll continue our loop. Now in this case we'll pluck out the remainder, or the units place you can call. So I'll have a units. This will be the units place. Now to get the units place, we'll do number modulo 10. So this gives us the units place. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need to add this units place to our answer. So if you remember, then we had our initial answer, we multiplied it by 10 and we added it 3. I hope now this why we multiplied it by 10 is clear, just to shift it to the tens place. I hope this is clear. So now that we have done this, we'll add it to our answer variable. So answer is equal to the previous answer that we had into 10 plus the units place. So after doing this, we'll continuously keep updating our number. We'll divide it by 10. Okay, so now we have done we'll get our answer in the answer variable, but the last thing that is remaining is that we need to return this answer. So we'll just be returning it. So we have returned our answer. Now the last thing that is left in the main is to call the function. Now I'll be showing you how this reverse function will be useful. That is how we can reuse this code. Suppose I have an integer array, say called a. Now I have so many number of elements. Now in this case our function will help us a lot. Now instead of writing the code in the main and calling it over an array, which would look messy in our main, now we have defined this function reverse, which is outside our main, and we'll just be calling this function and getting the reverse of that number. So there are 7 integers, so I'll define a variable called size, which I'll put it as 7. Now the next thing that I need to do, I need to loop through all these variables and call the function for each variable. So for this I'll be using a for loop, and for that I'll be using I variable as the loop variable. Now in this case we have 7 elements, so we'll start from 0 and go till it is less than 7 and increment it. Now I've defined a reverse variable. Now what I'll be doing is that I'll be storing the reverse that the function returns in this variable. So it will be reverse, which is equal to, now in this case I'll be passing the element from the array. Now as we are looping, our I is going from the first that's the 0th element to our 6th element, so I'll just pass I over here. Now so we'll get our answer in the reverse variable. Now the last thing that is left is we'll just print it. Now I just made a mistake over here. Now we cannot have the same name as the function and a variable, so I'll just be changing the name of the variable as rev. So let's compile and see if we have properly written the code. So let's compile and run it. So as you can see, we had these number, I already printed these number, that's the original number was 234, we reversed it as 432, and so on for all these numbers. Now as you can see, in this case the function has actually made our life easier. We have just defined a set of code as reverse and just called it and over here, and just it has returned. Now this makes our main looks a lot better. Now if you are reading someone's code, this will make it easier to understand. Now when you are writing huge codes, now in that case you cannot write everything in the main. Now these functions will help you organize the code. I guess that's it for this tutorial. Please do like our video, subscribe to our channel. You can head out to our Facebook page where you can get the updates for the videos, as well as some posts that we put on our blog. And if you have suggestions, please go down in the comment section and do write to us, and if you need any code, we'll be happy to help you. Thank you.